Hello and welcome back to Nerddom, where we love nerdy things, but we don't know it all. And we are back for more Star Wars, The Acolyte. Now, I don't know about you guys, but last week's episode was better. It was better. The dialogue was still a little rough, in my opinion, but at least we got some action with lightsabers. So, yeah. With only 3 episodes left, and so far, this episode coming up is fairly short as well. What are they going to do to finish off this story? You know, Leslie Headland has said that she left nothing on the table for next season because she put everything into this season. Now, in my opinion, I think there is still lots of wasted time, and I think that was padding. I think the story that they had to tell so far has been extremely bare bones, and there isn't much to it. But with 2 more episodes after this one, I could be completely wrong, or I could be spot on. Point being, I don't think the characters that we lost, spoilers, I don't think the characters that we lost last week, I don't think it was earned. I don't think we spent enough time with them actually learning stuff about them, other than Yord is a perfectionist who steams his cloak, and Jeggy could last longer in a fight than actually Jedi Master Saul could, and she was just training with sticks. So, yeah. Why couldn't she just been a Jedi Knight? There is a lot of rewriting that I really do want to do. We're definitely going to do a full season review when this is all done. But of course, we're going to let this play out. We're going to see what they do and critique this as best we can. I'm not going to lie to you. The mask of the mask of objectivity is kind of slipping. And with this quality of storytelling with a property that I love and I wanted to see the universe expanded, kind of makes me a little sad. But before I get into the episode, if you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe. Also, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help out the channel, get pushed out to new people. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on the episode down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's watch the show. Now remember, Osha has that tattoo, so Kymir automatically knows who she is. Is she on Octa 2? Let me know down in the comments if you think she's on Octa 2. Are those the animals that become the keepers later? In Last Jedi? Bro straight up saw her. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we know what Disney Star Wars is now. What the fuck, man? He knows you're there, right? If he doesn't know you're there, it's pretty dumb. Literally walked right by you.
But he's more to you than that.
What is he? I will be your father figure. You seem to have a tattoo on your forehead. Bro, you can literally see the thing on her head.
What is it, Mog?
God.
Received a distress call from Master
What's up,
Saul.
Mog?
Hey, relax, hey, whoa, relax, okay?
What are these beats right now, man? It's only dark because they said so.
Semantics.
This way.
Wasn't she... Wait. Wasn't she just leading? Wasn't she just leading? This way. Watch. Watch. And now she's like 3rd in the line. This way. You lead first. Oh my god.
What do you want?
The power of 2.
The power of many.
It's time to get back to the ship.
Exactly. So now they think, oh, okay, so is that how they're keeping the Sith a secret? They think he a rogue Jedi? I think Master Soul went rogue. I shall become the Acolyte. The two best parts are Chimera and Saul. That's basically it. Chimera he's alright. I feel bad for him because I kind of wish I wanted him in a good show. And same with the dude playing Saul. This show just always leaves me feeling empty. And I'm really trying to understand and to not use like old stuff in my brain, but it's still terribly paced. The plotting of each episode is they're like, what's the point? They don't know how to make TV. The only ones who do are the Andor team. That's because he's written TV shows, I guess. But yeah, these guys, this is not good television. Well, we have 2 episodes left. Are they going to be half-hour episodes again? And nothing gonna happen? We will definitely see in the next coming weeks. Yeah, I don't know why. Just like this whole show just leaves me feeling empty.
12 hours later.
Okay, it is almost 12 hours later since recording that first little bit this morning. Now, I have had all day to think about this episode and this show. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. I have the same feeling with this show that I did with Secret Invasion almost a whole year ago. I think the people that made this show think you're an idiot. They don't like you. They don't care about you. And they just expect you to watch this because it has Star Wars in it. Now, sure, I'm watching it. You got me. But honestly, everything in this is just so dumb. Okay, let me get this off my chest. There are some good ideas here, but it is within the vessel that is stupid. It's in a bad vessel. The writing is bad. The quality of things is not good either. And good Lord, the ideas that are on the screen is just so tarnished from what Star Wars used to be. Now, I'm going to go more in depth into 3 different parts. It's going to be the stranger, because I don't think his name is Chimera, and Osha. We're going to do May and Sol and Basil, and then Vernestra and her little crew. Let's start with the biggest one that everyone's going to be talking about, and it is the stranger's, for lack of a better word, pecker. Now, I am not against nudity or sexuality being in Star Wars. In fact, I'm all for it. Desire is one of the pathways to the dark side. The feeling of wanting, the feeling of needing something. That something can be taken away from you. It's a powerful dynamic, and it's one that you can ride with, and one that kind of Luke does have attachments later on, but it has to do more with something that George said. It has to do with selfishness versus selflessness. You can be in a relationship where you are selfless. You can be. You can have attachments that are selfless. No one has really talked about that part of the Force. And this is strictly from his mouth.
Of the Force. I mean, you got the dark side, the light side. One is selfless, one is selfish. And you want to keep them in balance. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish and you forget about everybody, and you ultimately lead yourself, because when you get selfish, you get stuff, or you want stuff. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you, whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you, or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry, especially if you're losing it. And that anger leads to hate. And hate leads to suffering.
So, if we're talking sexuality and desire, sexual desire, that is what's going on here. And if Osha is able to be turned to the dark side because she saw some dark side, I don't know. Is that what the story is that we want to tell? Is that it? And it is just told in the most simplistic way here. There's some really dumb beats. She's on the beach, staring off at the water, and then he walks behind her and to the right. She thinks he didn't see her, and she's able to sneak up on him. He is totally playing her. And yes, that is the point of this whole scene. It is the quote-unquote literal seduction of Osha onto his side. He was just about to murder May in the last episode, and now he's going to seduce and change her sister into his new acolyte. And trust me, she was checking him out. She looked down. Must have a lightsaber of some. Dialogue from here is just so clunky. Everything is so clunky. She's standing really weirdly. Like, she doesn't look as if she's actually going to attack. I do admit, Manny Jacinto, I believe is his name, looks good. He's doing a pretty good job with the shit that he has to say. And I'm fully for it, especially after the last episode. Now, again, we are seeing a different side of Chimere now. The last episode was the ferocious, attacking, animalistic side of the dark side, his passion, all that hatred, that kind of thing. He is now almost like he had a release, and he is super duper calm now. So the flip has kind of happened between him and Saul, where this episode he is very calm, seducing, literally seducing Osha onto his side, the dark side per se. And then Saul is kind of going to bring May into his side. Or who knows, because this is the second episode that finished with him saying, I'm going to tell you everything as soon as I get this, as soon as I do this. And it didn't happen. Next part with the helmet, with Chimere working on the helmet. Someone has said that that's a hydro spanner. I don't know if it's a hydro spanner or a plasma something, plasma welder. Either way, he's fixing the helmet and he's talking about cortosis. So he's basically exposition dumping us, and we also see that there's a vein that he has. And there's a vein in the wall of cortosis. So the metal is plentiful on this planet. And he says that the helmet is a sensory deprivation tank that connects him to the Force. But I thought that it was blocking the Force from people getting into his head because of the helmet. So I can think of something that can fix this. It is Saul at that time when he said he was trying to get into the brain, into his thoughts, because that's one of Saul's abilities. We've seen it. That he is so disheveled and he is not concentrating on what he needs to have that ability. At the same time, if Chimere takes the helmet off, he loses his potential, his power, because of that connection bond with the Force, with the sensory deprivation. So I think some people may be reading into that. I may be reading into that way more than they've presented to us. But that's what I can see them saying what really happened. I don't know. I might be just making this stuff up as I go along. But the other crazy part is that Osha is listening to this and that she is actually turning. You know, we have 2 episodes left. Is she turning? Is she not turning? If she is turning, she is forgetting that Yord and her were best friends. In episode 1, they say, "Oh, my good friend, Yord, you're my good friend. I haven't seen you in so long, my good friend." And then all of a sudden he snaps her neck and she's all like seeing his and going, "Yeah, I want to do stuff to that. I want to be dark side all over it." Oh. And she just killed Jecki. Weren't you bonding with Jecki? You want to go to the cantina? You were bonding. And she just got stabbed 3 times and now she's all shipping over this dude. Anyways, yeah, Manny Jacinto, you're doing a great job. Amandla, I'm sorry. I don't know if this is right for you. Everything you're saying is, you're not selling me on it. You really aren't. It's bad, man. It is so bad. Good Lord. Is there anything else I need to bring up about that scene other than him being nude and seductive? On to Saul, May, and freaking Basil. That's Basil. Oh. So Basil has been sniffing the pip droid the whole time, and now he's going to dispatch his perfect plan to definitely turn in May and himself single-handedly by fighting her with karate skills. This is the next part of the show that thinks you are stupid. They don't know what they're doing. The tone of this show was meant to be serious. If you look at the marketing materials, the lightsaber is covered in blood. The first episode has a knife in her chest with blood coming off. We got Darkseid hanging out, flopping in the wind at the beach. And now all of a sudden we have a little slapstick 6-year-old comedy portion with some oil spurting in her face and a little, I don't know what that thing is, trying to fight her. This show does not know what it wants to do at all. And then she tries to kill Saul. What? She's about to stab the dude. I thought she was turning herself in. These characters flip-flop more than politicians do. Honestly, they do. And then Saul. Sure, you could show Saul being mentally disheveled, being an angsty mess. His Padawan just died. His friends, his Jedi brethren have just died. But you are totally distracted to not sense that May is about to stab you. You don't know that the presence and the force of May is different than Osha? Do they have the same exact force presence? Do they feel exactly the same? If you watch Rogue One, Chirrut says something about the force moving around people differently who are about to do something. So, doesn't that give them any amount of clue into that he's about to get stabbed in the back? Or that this person is different? Man, I'm fired up. I can't wait for the last 2 episodes. I want to see the end of this show. I was just waiting for her to like snap Basil's neck. Like, oh, you think you're doing... like what? And then lastly, I don't even remember if there's anything else with May and Saul other than now he's going to finally tell her exactly what happened that night at the village. Even though he said last episode that let's get on the ship and then I'll tell you. So we've got 2 episodes that finished with him saying he's going to do something. Li Zhangjae, doing a pretty good job, man. I'm so glad you learned English and I hope you keep working on it because, you know, there is something to you there. It's a little stiff in some parts. It's a little stiff. A lot of these actors are kind of stiff in a lot of places, but I do sense something a little bit with him. Then finally, Vernestra. Now, is Vernestra Kymir's old master? Not so sure about that. I don't know if they would do what a lot of people are saying to this character who is a High Republic character that we met in the High Republic books and other things, and now she's older in this series. I don't know if they do that. I will say the fun little part of her getting sick in the stuff, it's so falling flat. The humor in this show falls flat because the show isn't meant to be that. The show doesn't want to be that. And I don't know if it's a writing clash, if it's a directing clash, but these moments of comedy are falling flatter than Flat Stanley. I don't know. Something that's flat. Flatter than my ass. I don't have an ass. I'm working on it. I want that Megan booty. But she's talking to this new Jedi who, I guess when they get to the planet, which let's talk about this part. So he gets the signal from Saul that something happened. So Vernestra, there's a dumb line with like, oh, how'd you know they're there? And she's like, I sent them there. I don't need that. And then they get to the planet, he talks to the people and they're like, oh, there was a hullabaloo that happened over here. And then she goes, all right, cool. And then they just happened to find it. They knew exactly where it was. How did they know exactly where it was? Last time we got there, we needed a tracker to track our tracker. And we needed like a whole day to get there. All of a sudden, they're just there. And then there was the one action segment to make sure that the audience was excited and alert and actually alive, where she had to kill another beetle. I swear, these beetles are getting the bad rap on all these episodes, huh? This is like the 3rd episode in a row where they keep cutting them in half. Almost like they're not even threatening anymore. Because this is the 2nd time that there was a beetle attacking a Jedi, and they're not really threatening. And then Chimera was able to get out of them really quickly. Cool. Threatening. So at least they find the bodies and they say that they're going to be burying them or preparing them for burial, even though I think that line is ADR. So good job there. Great. It's awesome. Damn, Vernestra's actress. It's just not working either, man. It is not working. Everything she says is just like, brah. And then the bald cap, even in the promotional pictures, you can tell the bald cap. I'm a bald dude. I can tell my hairline sometimes, and I can tell when a bald cap's on somebody. You can see like the paint looks different on her head. It's freaking crazy. The quality on this is so low. And I don't know why I have such a fire under me. I'm just like, this morning I didn't have anything to say, and I've been thinking about this all day and just so riled up. Anyways, guys, so that was episode 6. Nothing really happened other than a possible heel face turn with May and Osha. Who knows if that's really gonna happen or not. And I cannot believe that I talked for almost as long as the episode was on. The episode was 30 minutes. So what's gonna happen in the last 2 episodes? Are they gonna be 28-minute episodes and we only have about 40 minutes of content left? No idea. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. It's always a great time talking about this stuff, so let's keep talking about it. I don't know why I just got so fired up on this. I'm just kind of tired of people shoving crappy content in your faces and just expecting you just to take it, versus finally speaking up about something just like Secret Invasion, dude. This got me fired up just as much as Secret Invasion almost. We'll see. We got 2 more episodes and we'll see how it finishes. So supposedly they left nothing in the kitchen sink left in the kitchen. I don't know what I'm saying. If you liked the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. Really does help out the channel get pushed out to other people. And I appreciate you guys so much. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go take a cold shower because Kymir, oh, good Lord.